Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Vera Vedina, and today I would like to tell you about why we don't prepare for earthquakes. New story of the Pacific Northwest. The story of the Pacific Northwest began 3,000 miles away, to be exact, 3,000 miles beneath their feet, because up from that spot in the core, there is a massive column of magma which is rising to two massive plates out at the sea, and those two plates are spreading in opposite directions, but their journey is the same. Now the story doesn't end there, because that place, as it drifts, the friction and the depth causes it to melt. It becomes a pool of magma. It rises to the surface and creates landscape. What worries him, Stephen Eberlein, is not only that they are not ready, but what worries him is that they haven't actually decided to get ready. They are not ready because they think they don't know what to do. Stephen Eberlein found that deliciously ironic, because they just learned in the last 10 years that the act of subduction which they see there can cause destruction. He said to the audiences that being earthquake ready means being ready to spontaneously camp in any of the places you find yourself, home, work, car. It also means having a hell of a lot more water than you would ever have on hand in Kansas. He suggested and told to his audiences, so what you're gonna do after you leave today, you are gonna prepare just a little, build a little kit, put a little bit of water, start putting together that family plan, and then you're gonna do something of interesting. You're actually going to share that information with your loved ones, with your circle, and you don't expect the next thing to happen, but this is what happens after you start sharing this information. He explained to his audiences about his experience with his wife. In 2004, my wife and I were living in Sri Lanka, and we were on hand for a tsunami that was created by the third largest subduction zone earthquake in history. And we worked together for 1 year on the relief effort, and then came back home to claim a false Oregon. And what really frightened me about coming back to Oregon wasn't about learning about our subduction zone. It was the worry of this question. And there is a tribe in the Andaman Islands that shares something in common with us. You see, this tribe had never in living memory experienced an earthquake tsunami event, and in this event, which took 2,050,000 lives in 1 day, they suffered zero casualties. The reason to the suffered zero casualties is because they established a permission structure generation ago after a forgotten tsunami. And the conclusion, generation by generation, conversation by conversation, at the moment the name needed it. They knew to go to high ground. Never have so many people understood so much about an earthquake as ours. But knowledge is not wisdom until it changes you. So Portland, Oregon, where all of us are living in different variations of a common sense gap. Never underestimate the will of common sense to reveal itself. Thank you. That's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.